right, we are continuing with our big idea. Describing patterns in tables and rules can help us to solve problems and describe the world. Our concept for today is to analyze a pattern and tell what the rule is, and then use that rule to solve a problem. So that's how we're extending from last time, using it now in problem-solving situations. So let's take a look. One book costs $17. How much would it be for 2 books and 3 books and 4 books? One of the most effective ways to display a rule is to make a table. And generally when we make a table, the first column is the number of, in this case would be number of books. Very good to be specific in your title. Number of books, and in the second column we have the cost. So for 1 book it would be $17. For 2 books, well, we know $17 each, we would have to go to either times 17 or 17 plus 17 would give us the 34. 3 books adding another 17 would give us 51. 4 books adding another 17 would give us 68, and so on. And this table then could be used to express our rule, our pattern, sorry. Now we can use our pattern and our rule that we found, that was to start at 17, start at 17 and add 17 each time, or the number of books multiplied by 17. We could use that to predict what the cost would be for 20 books. So I'm going to go multiplying by 17 because then I don't have to start at 17 and add it 20 times. 20 times 17, I'm going to use my calculator and punch it in. I end up with $340. So that would be how much it would be for 20 books. Now continuing, suppose I have $200 and I want to know how many books I can buy. Well, we could extend that pattern and see if one of our answers ends up being 200, close to 200. And here you can see they've added 17 over and over and over and over and over again. And we have 204, which means we don't have 200. So if you try to spend $200, you will have money left over. The most you can do is spend 187, which would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. Vocabulary term here, consecutive. When 2 terms are consecutive, that means they follow one another. So here we have 187 and 204 as consecutive. No 200 in between, which does mean that we have to spend $187 and get 11 books. All right, at this point you get to practice using this information. Try to write a rule and figure out how much you would need in each case. Press pause and give it a try now. All right, let's take a look at our problem. We are planning a cool school day to improve our school grounds. Our class is responsible for placing the mulch around the base of the trees in the schoolyard to help hold the moisture in the ground for the trees. We need to determine the number of buckets of mulch needed for the trees on the school ground. 1 tree needs 3 buckets of mulch, so that's our key piece of information there. So for 1 tree we would need 3 buckets. For 2 trees, 2 groups of 3, we would need 6 buckets. For 3 trees, 3 groups of 3, we would need 9 buckets. And as you might already have noticed, we are multiplying 3 each time. Starting at 1, multiplying 3 each time. So 4 times 3, 12. 5 times 3, 15. 6 times 3, 18. 7 times 3, 21. And we can see that we're jumping up by 3 each time here. The nice thing about a input to output rule is when it jumps to a number like 19, we don't have to extend by 8, 9, 10, and so on. We can just go, okay, well, what is 19 times 3? 19 times 3, 9 times 3 is 27, carry my 2, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, 57. So for 1 tree we would need 3. For 2 trees we would need 6 buckets. For 7 trees we would need 21 buckets. For 19 trees we would need 57 buckets. All right, here's a second one for you to try. Press pause and give it a go. Maybe let's just do the grain and milk questions. We'll leave the meat and alternatives for now. All right, let's take a look. Canada's Food Guide recommends the following number of servings each day for children aged 9 to 13. Here we have the food group and the number of servings. So to create a table to show how many servings are recommended for 1 week for each food group, here's an example. The vegetables and fruits. 6 servings for each. So in day 1, you should have had 6, 2, 12, 3, 18. As you might notice, you're multiplying by 6 each time here. So grain products, also 6. Going to end up with really the exact same table. Nothing's going to change because you're going to multiply the number of days by 6 each time. Let's take a look at the meat and alternatives. 3 to 4 servings. Well, you can't go 3 or 4. So I'm just going to stick with 4 servings because that's probably healthier. Let's make our table here. And you can make it horizontally or vertically, sideways or up and down. It really doesn't matter. So number of days, number of servings. Oops. Day 1, I'm going to have 4 servings each day, so 4. Day 2, 2 groups of 4, 2 times 4 would be 8. Day 3, 3 groups of 4 would be 12. And I see my rule now is multiplying by 4. Day 4, 4 times 4 is 16. Day 5, 5 times 4 is 20. Day 6, I'm just going to write my 6 small down there. Day 6, 6 times 4 is 24. And day 7, 7 times 4 is 28. All right, at this point you are ready to move on to your concept practice. Math Makes Sense, page 11, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 5, using patterns to solve problems. Remember to show all your work. I would create T-tables to help you. I would make sure you say what the rule is so that it's clear, and show any rules that you try as evidence of your thinking. Remember, if you have any questions, to please ask.